been the day before. So I sort of phoned them up and apologised profusely and all the rest of it. No, I didn't get fined.
No, because you were decent about it. It was a general mistake, perhaps.
Now that does happen, and it's sort of appointments across the board. I'll take you back to a good few years when I used to do a lot of maintenance within Milton Keynes and beyond, and we rung up some lady over in Corby. We arranged to be there for 9 o'clock in the morning, right? We'd spoken to her early in the morning because that was the message we'd had from the housing association. Ring this lady up at 8 o'clock, and we said we'll be there as close to 9 o'clock as we can. She said absolutely fine. We legged it 40 odd miles over to Corby, right? Rung the doorbell, nothing. Stuck a card through the door. Middle of the afternoon, she rings back and she says, "I'm home now." And said, "Well, why weren't you there earlier?" She goes, "Oh, we changed their mind. We went to Milton Keynes shopping."
Oh, yeah.
Now, that sort of appointment, that's 80-odd miles round trip, and we got to go back there again. I know it's a slightly different sort, but that cost us serious money.
Oh, yeah.
And time.
I've had that too when I was a photographer. You get there and they've changed their mind, but they don't bother to ring you.
It's outrageous because where is the courtesy in it?
Well, there isn't it, is there?
There is one slight thing, and that is that have you ever tried to ring a GP surgery to cancel an appointment?
Yeah.
Have you been able to get through?
Yeah. You have to wait. You're like ninth in the queue.
You're ninth in the queue.
You're dying of flu, so you know.
So you sometimes you have a 10-minute wait, 15-minute wait. People don't want to wait that long.
The best way to get ill is go to the doctors, isn't it? Because you're sitting and waiting with all these.
It is an interesting point that Alan makes there, because I had to go to the GP the other week, and I tried ringing. That was a bit of a problem. You are 32nd in the queue, whatever. So I went onto the internet, and you can book it by email.
Yeah, I know.
So I chose the doctor that was available. I started typing in my details, pressed the button, and it says you no longer have this slot. And I can imagine it's just the same if you're trying to. Yeah, and there must be a way that you can actually email the medical practice to actually say, unfortunately, I will not be able to make it.
Well, the system's all up the wall, isn't it, really? Because I used to order my repeat prescriptions online, but I can't do that now because the system's gone AWOL, and I was being linked to some practice in south of England somewhere. And she said, well, there's nothing we can do about it. The system's got glitches in it, and you're going to have to do it manually. Well, why don't they sort this out, you know? It's really frustrating because I thought I'd ordered my medicines and hadn't got them, and they're things you've got to take, you know.
Quite frankly, I'm a little bit of the opinion that if there's something wrong with you, why can't you just walk along, drive along, trundle into the medical centre and take your place in the queue?
Well, that used to be like that, didn't it?
And if there's only 10 people throughout the day, there's 10 people. If another day there's 60, there's 60.
It used to be like that when we was kids, didn't it? When he was kids, you used to sit there for hours.
You've got to know the way to play the system, that's all. Because, like you, Kevin, I mean, I actually went onto the internet to book an appointment with my local doctor, and for some reason or another, he wanted me to book a double appointment so that I had 20 minutes with him rather than 10, you know. So I went on, but when I actually realised what I'd done, I'd actually booked 3 appointments with the guy. You know.
So you got 3 things wrong.
Yeah, so I went back to the computer and I deleted my appointment with one of them, you know. So I ended up with just my 2 appointments, which is what the doctor had asked me for. But then he was a little bit stupid, really, because I got in there and my appointment, although I booked a 20-minute slot with him, or 10 minutes, I was out of there in about 2 minutes, you know, because he just didn't want to know, you know, and he just said, yeah, that's fine, you know, this is fine, all right, goodbye to your own, that was it.
It's amazing how that actually works, Mike, because I once had an appointment a few years ago, and I have a bit of a habit, it's probably a bad habit, of saving up a few issues.
Well, you know he was a monk.
Right? Yeah, and then I go in there, and the young lady that I saw was a locum. And she goes, what's the problem? I said, I've got this. And then she goes, I've also got this and I've got that. She goes, I've only got 10 minutes. Blah, 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 blah. She went off on a big rant. Yeah. And I thought, yeah, okay then. Fair enough.
This was your doctor?
This was the locum that was seeing me. I've only got 10 minutes. I'm under pressure here. Run. Yeah. Okay, well, we're all under pressure in our own little way. We've all been to work. We've had pressures there. You get on with it, don't you?
Receptionists are a set type, aren't they? In many cases. My wife was a receptionist, so I know. No, but my practice actually, Sovereign, which is at Pennylands, that came out the best in Milton Keynes.
Did it really? That's where I go.
Yeah, it came out the best and this is a survey conducted by one of the independent health thingamajigs, I think. But you'll be interested in this, Mike. The most people, the serial offenders, are from the deprived areas. The people that need it the most are the ones that don't turn up for their appointments.
Yes, but sometimes this is because
twice as many.
They don't often understand what is happening.
It could well be, yeah.
Because of lack of education and that sort of thing. I mean, I'm not kicking them down in them for them or anything like that. It's just the fact of the way of life. I mean, it never fails to amuse me. I mean, I used to.
You're amazing.
I used to like playing darts, but I hated being in the team or anything because it was always all right. It's your turn to score. Well, I could. A bloke would hit a double top. So that's 40 and to take 40 off 301, is 271.
Yeah, but it works the other way round, doesn't it? People that can't add up normally, amazing.
These people that can't put two words together to make a sentence, you get a complicated score, and they just go and wallet and they put it up on the board. And I don't know.
Talking about darts players, did you see the Marigold Hotel on tour this week? That was very good because
Bobby George.
Bobby George, he's a character, isn't he? Terrible tease, isn't he?
I was going back to the doctor's thing because the thing is, I had a condition once and I had this pain in my stomach and it was really excruciating, and I took some anodine paracetamol or something, and it went away, and I thought, oh, that's good, but 10 minutes later it came back again, double the pain. So I phoned the NHS 111 line, and it was very interesting because I was put through this questionnaire thing, and unfortunately at the time there was a lot of Ebola was about, and the question, have you been to Africa? Have you been in touch with anybody that's got? Yeah. And I kept saying, look, I had this pain in my stomach. Is it nothing? I haven't been anywhere near anybody that's got Ebola. Oh yeah, but we've got to, Anyway, but the long and the short of it was, I went through this thing, and then they said to me, right, well, what we suggest you do is take another paracetamol, but go and see your GP, as soon as you can. So I thought, okay, that's going to be a joke, I'll go there in 3 weeks' time. So, however, I phoned up the health centre. I did get through, and I said to the woman, I preempted the conversation by saying, I have just been on the NHS 111 line, and they have recommended that I see a doctor as soon as possible. She said, okay, fine. I'll get one of the doctors to call you. I said, okay, fine. Within half an hour or so, one of the doctors in the surgery phoned me, asked me what the symptoms were. I told him. So the lady doctor said, right, okay, so can you get to the surgery by 4:30 today? This was about 11 o'clock, And I said, yes, I can. She said, well, okay, fine. I'll see you then. So I did. And I got there, and all right. Admittedly, I didn't get to see it till 5:15 or something, but I was still seen, So. Although the funny thing was, she said to me, jump up on the bed, but I couldn't jump up. I couldn't bloody move, So.
I had a flu jab this week.
You didn't?
I had 1 week ago.
Oh, did you? And I went in, and the nurse sort of said to me, roll up your sleeves, sir, and I just don't like needles. I just don't like, so I don't look. Anyway, she they get a little bit of like alcohol, and they
disinfect.
Yeah, they disinfect the area. Yeah. And I said, "Go on, get on with it." She said, "I've done it."
Yeah, that's right. They don't even disinfect the area now, do they?
I thought she was just disinfecting the area, and she'd given me the injection. I really didn't feel a thing.
Well, so the dentists are the same as well when they give you the injection in your mouth, But I mean, the other intriguing thing about that is that when I went to get mine done 6 weeks ago, or whatever, the guy said to me, "Which arm do you want it in?"
Yeah.
And in the old days, I mean, you had it in your right arm, and that was it, whether you liked it or not.
Does it matter? Well, your arm used to ache.
You've just been PC, let's face it.
Well, yes, but there you go. However, look at the time, it's 9:10 now already, so I'm Mike Barry.
I'm Bob Bluffield.
I'm Kev Slaymaker.
I'm Alan Mallyon.
Together we are
The Grumpy Old Men.
They said there'll be snow at Christmas. They said there'll be peace on earth. But instead it just kept on raining. A veil of tears for the virgin birth. I remember one Christmas morning, a winter's light and a distant choir, and the peal of a bell and that Christmas tree smell, and eyes full of tinsel and fire. They sold me a dream of Christmas. They sold me a silent night. They told me a fairy story till I believed in the Israelite. And I believed in Father Christmas. And I looked to the sky with excited eyes. Then I woke with a yawn in the first light of dawn, and I saw him and through his disguise. I wish you a hopeful Christmas. I wish you a brave new year. All anguish, pain and sadness, lead your heart and let your road be clear. They said there'd be snow at Christmas. They said there'd be peace on earth. Hallelujah, Noel, be heaven on earth. The Christmas we get we deserve.
Country, what your bomb factory?
Lovely near us, you know. So, we almost got carried away then a little bit because we were discussing, and we can hear the kettle boiling as well. So
It was actually nice there, Mike, to hear Greg Lake.
back a bit from it, yeah.
It was nice to hear Greg Lake of Emerson, Lake and Palmer fame, particularly as he died a year or so back.
Yes, thank you. And you've now finished your LP, have you?
Not quite finished, but I do have the latest, and I'll bring it in for your delectation next week.
Well, we're looking forward to it. Yeah,
It's a little bit more rocky, that particular one.
There's Mr. Mallyon with another Red Bull. That's his 12th this morning. It's not bad going, actually, you know, so...
lovely stuff.
I've got the next song I'm working on, Mike, just for the record, is going to be called Backseat Driver.
Really?
And it's all about, quite possibly, the lady in your life. Well, not in yours specifically.
I was going to say, I hope my wife's not listening. So, God, dear. I get into ever so much trouble when I go back. Talking about that, young drivers are playing a dangerous game to beat the sat-nav to get to destinations quicker than the time estimated by their devices. And that's according to the AA driving school, apparently. As the new driving test has begun, requiring the use of a sat-nav, a poll of more than 30... I lost myself here already.
Young people.
A poll of more than 19,500 revealed many are racing the devices, potentially putting themselves and other road riskers at risk. Around 7% of drivers aged 18 to 24 and 8% of those 25 to 34 say the estimated time of arrival on the sat-nav is a target they